This episode is all about hardcore. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Trendcrusher podcast. I'm Peter K, aka Trendcrusher. I know this episode is a few days late, but there's good reason for that. Over the past weekend, I caught Pacifist, who are a post-hardcore band from Mumbai, and they played an excellent set, which was a mix of their past two EPs as well as their upcoming EP. Here's the single they released last year, The Bridge Between Us. And that was Pacifist with The Bridge Between Us. If you're curious to know if they will continue in the melodic post-hardcore sound on the new EP, stay tuned, follow them on Instagram or whichever social media platform you choose. Now on to today's episode. We go all the way to France, Paris to be specific. I spoke to Calcine all the way from France, and their album Common Love, Common Nausea is out right now via Church Road Records. I wasn't too familiar with the band, so we kind of talk about their history and a lot about the Paris hardcore scene. Here it is. And I'm joined with the guys from Calcine. Did I get that correct?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, perfect. So I've got two of you and we're doing audio only. So I'd love you to introduce yourself so the listeners know whose voice is whose. So whoever wants to go first, go for it.
Sure. Okay, so here is Luc. I'm a guitarist in the band.
And here's Arthur. I'm bassist in the band.
bassist.
Awesome.
Bass, bass. Or Arthur, maybe.
Arthur,
Like that.
also in English, yeah.
So, welcome, guys, to the podcast,
Thank you.
and
Thank
it's
you for
really
having
nice.
us.
It's really nice to have you. I mean, it's been a while since I've spoken to a French band, and what better reason to speak to you than before the release of your upcoming album, Common Love, Common Nausea, which is out this weekend, because I'm going to release this um, before the album releases, via Church Road Records. So,
Yeah.
first of all, thoughts. I mean, we're sitting a week or so away from the album release. How does it feel?
We're excited.
Yeah, we're really exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
Mhm.
we've been waiting for the release since a lot of time now, because with this we had some delays with mixing, with mastering, and everything. So and the fact that the label Church World Records wanted to work with us, it came very, very late in the process. So it was like a good surprise for us. And yeah,
I think we start recording 1 year ago, so
that's it. Yeah,
it's like a long process. So
yeah,
finally,
it was in August. I
Yeah,
think
in
August
August.
2023.
Yep.
But it's always like that. I mean, it takes like 9 months to make a good album.
Mm.
I hope it's good, but I think it's normal. So excited. We're excited.
Well, you have someone almost halfway around the world in India talking to you about your album. So I'd say it's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
I have to ask, right? And one of the things while I was doing research, I found out about the band and I couldn't find much more information. So I thought it'd be great to kind of hear it from your mouths itself, right? Is what I found is y'all are a French hardcore band from Paris. Y'all were founded around the same time around COVID, which is 2021. And
Yep.
yeah, so again, this is from what I've read. Luc and Lucas started the band and recorded a demo, and that's when you later found your vocalist Steph and also Arthur. So, having said that, take me back to that entire process. Like again, why hardcore music? I'm curious about that because I haven't heard much from the French hardcore scene, to be honest. So let's start from that.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, you can start.
So at first, we kind of thought that this was a side project, like because me and Lucas, so Lucas is a drummer, and me and Lucas we were just planning to do another band, like a side project, because we were playing in a band already called Montagne. Arthur is playing in Montagne too, and we started to record like a demo, but we didn't know where we were going. So it was only a guitar, drums, and it was like okay, it seems kind of good. So maybe we could search for a singer. Maybe we could search for a bassist. And we just let a message on a Facebook group called Paris Hardcore Punk. And Steph, the singer, she answers like she was the first to answer, and she was the one. So and Arthur came after.
Yep.
He joined the band. He recorded his part on bass, and Steph recorded his parts too. I think the drums were recorded during 2021.
I think it's the end of 2021.
Yeah,
21
the
year.
summer of 2021. And Steph joined us in October. Arthur joined us in March maybe. And so the demo was released in April 2022, and the first show was in June. No, maybe the demo.
In June, end of May, I think.
The demo was released in May 2022. So, and why hardcore music? Maybe I can let you answer that.
Or the fact is that we are listening this music since we are teenager, and we always listen this kind of music, but we never really play in a hardcore band. So one moment, I think they start this band. So it was like the opportunity to play this music we are listening for a long time. I think 10 or 15 years ago.
And the Parisian hardcore scene is like it's blooming. So because it's blooming, I think we wanted to be part of it. So we wanted to do that project to be part of this new scene, because maybe you hear of it, but the hardcore scene from Paris is crazy now. We have like, I don't know, like many bands, many good bands. I don't know, since the end of COVID, it felt like there was a new breeze, like a new, like the kids, the new generation, like people that are 20 are coming to the shows, and we didn't see them before, so it's a good thing. So everything like a newborn, so we wanted to part of it. So that's why I think, and we love it, as he said. Like it's a music we love.
Yeah, and it's clearly evident, right? But what I wanted to also kind of touch upon and quickly just get some sense of your backgrounds also, right? So again, I'm not familiar with your previous band or your other band that you said before you started this as a side project. What kind of music do you all play? What kind of band was it? If you could tell us a bit about that.
So in the band, Steph, who sing in the band, she used to play in a lot of hardcore band, like MOP, MPO,
yeah.
and and Backbone, like a
yeah.
hardcore metal band from Paris. And
really good bands.
Yeah, really nice band. You can still check it, I think, on YouTube.
On Bandcamp, on YouTube.
And the drummer, the guitarist, and me, the bassist, we play in more band like sludge or post metal, so not really hardcore band.
Yeah.
Even if we always listen this kind of music, so our background is like a little bit different. Steph is really from the hardcore scene, and the few other members of the band are really from the sludge post metal scene.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. But Steph, the singer, she's really she's part of the scene from the beginning. That's it.
All right. So tell me about the initial process of putting together that demo, right? I mean, considering you all came from very different scenes, having Steph who's part of that scene, what was that kind of putting together that demo and then the response to that? Because again, this is the scene that's kind of different for some of you, right?
Yep.
Was there surprise, or how? I'm really curious to know.
That's a good question, but I think we weren't waiting for anything. Like I think the demo, we knew it, we knew the demo was cool, but we didn't expect anything. So, and after it was released, we put it in a YouTube channel called the X Brutal Use X. That's it. Yep. And it's like a YouTube channel that you have to follow if you want to check the new releases of the scene, of the hardcore scene. It's global, like every band from hers are putting their demos and the new album on this channel. I think there's someone from Marseille,
Lyon,
maybe Lyon. I don't know. But I think Steph maybe she knows him. Maybe. And so it was really nice to read all the comments under the demo on the YouTube channel, because it was like, okay, people I kind of like it, so it was nice. But I didn't expect anything, but personally it was okay. It's cool.
Yep. And maybe the difference with our background is like in the hardcore scene. Those days there are a lot of shows. So after the demo, it was really easy to play a lot of shows because there were a lot of shows. So that was really nice to meet a lot of new people just like that. So
yeah, as I said,
Mm.
the scene is blooming. So there was shows like every week, and with a lot of people in the crowd. So yeah, really good feedbacks.
Yep.
Now, I don't know. It's strange. I didn't realize when I started the conversation, but actually, I visited Paris last year as a tourist, and
Okay.
one of the things I noticed about Paris, and since I lived in Europe prior to that, also, is one of the things about Europe is a lot of places are not your traditional venues, right? I mean, like when I lived in Poland, I actually went to a squat to a gig, and it was a grindcore gig. And again, it's not a traditional venue, right? So I was very surprised. It's completely DIY. You've got that entire thing where everyone kind of contributes. Someone gets like a cooler of beer and starts like beer. Someone's doing barbecue. I actually went, and forgive me, I cannot remember the name. And again, it's in French, so I can't say the name too well. But I actually attended a show in Paris, and
Okay.
it was by the band Ken Mode and Fange.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I think it was at Petit Bain.
Yes, I think in Petit Bain
Yeah.
with
Yeah, on a boat.
Ken Mod and Funch in a Point Éphémère,
Maybe
close
Point
to the
Éphémère.
water.
Close to the
Yeah,
water.
exactly.
Yeah.
Point Éphémère.
And one thing that
Ah.
struck me, because even though that was like a proper venue and stuff, is people weren't like moshing, right? Like with the US and stuff like that, you have like people automatically moshing, especially like in the breakdown.
Yeah.
Is that something similar that you've noticed, or it's only me? And I'm trying to get an insider perspective of it.
I think it was always there. These behaviors, the motion behaviors and everything, it was always there, but it took a new dimension after COVID. Because before COVID, it wasn't like this at every show. Like there was shows like with a lazy crowd and nothing was happening. But after the COVID, like you saw maybe the moshing thing is becoming something really automatic. Like at every shows in France, people get crazy.
Yeah, more dancing.
And like you said, like very like in the American scene, maybe we kind of reproduce what we saw on the 856 videos. Maybe that YouTube channel.
Yeah, that is so cool.
I think after the COVID, like the new generation, maybe they saw these videos on the YouTube channel of Sony from 856 and everything, and they kind of reproduce the codes.
Yeah, maybe.
So, but the fact that motion is the fact is this is so automatic today. This is so big at shows. This is quite new. I think it was like this in the past, maybe in the Parisian scene from the 90s, early comment on dit 2000, early 2000s. There was a lot of good bands. Maybe the famous band from Paris is Kickback, I think.
Okay.
In this period of time, the shows were really violent, very, really dangerous. So it kind of maybe after the 2010 maybe because the metal hardcore was not the thing at those times. It was maybe more melodic modern hardcore.
Yeah,
and the metal hardcore scene, the violent hardcore scene, I kind of say, is going back today. It's coming back again, I think. So it's kind of new, but it's not really new. It's just comment on dit une mode?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more trendy. But
It's a trend. It's trendy.
Yeah, and I think that's what you're talking about is also something you see globally, right? It's not just in Europe itself. You saw that entire I think mid 2000s you had emo, screamo, you had all of those
That's
bands.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Then
that's
you
it.
had like deathcore at one point, which was hardcore and death metal.
Mm.
So you're seeing all of that, right?
Yep.
Before we go on, I think let's play a song for all our listeners and give them a taste of Calcine. You talked about just like the violent scene and things like that. Talk to me about your single "Back to Fight." Tell me about writing that. What's the whole thing about the song, right?
It's going to be hard to talk about the lyrics because she's not here. And,
Okay, but
We don't want to.
and she wrote everything.
Yeah.
But we can say that this song is about like social oppression, and I think it's a song to encourage people courage.
Mhm.
And I don't know.
No.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard to it's hard to speak for herself.
Yeah.
But this is I think a song about social oppressions and supposed to give you strength in life.
awesome, awesome.
It's a
So-
positive message.
But regarding like just the music, I think it was the first song we wrote for this album.
Maybe, yeah.
I think.
Maybe, yeah. Mm.
Awesome. So let's talk more about the music in a bit. For all of you who haven't heard Calcine, here's Back to Fight. That was Back to Fight by Calcine, and I'm joined by Luc and Arthur. Before we played Back to Fight, you were talking about the writing process. And while, we did touch upon your 2022 demo, tell me about what's changed on Common Love, Common Nausea, right? Because I did give your demo a listen, but there's a huge jump in multiple aspects when it comes to Common Love, Common Nausea. Take me through that process. How did it kind of all come about? Take me back through the last year or so.
Okay. You want the recording process or the writing process?
Let's go through both, right? Whichever you want to
Okay.
talk about.
So about the
You can start with writing.
well, so I will speak about the writing process. Like for this album, I came with the riffs, and we simply tried the riffs in our rehearsal room during the rehearsals. and we just try and see if it sounds good or it sounds bad. So, and we decide together which riffs we are going to keep or anything, and we put the final structures of the song together during the rehearsals. But for this album, there was a lot of songs that came directly from the the demos of the album. I can say the demos, like we say maquette in French, but I don't know how to say it in English. It's like the
pre-production.
Yeah, that's it, pre-production. And because we had the opportunity to have a good studio in Paris for free, because a friend of us is working in it. So that's a long story, but so we had like a week of recording for the drums, but it was really it was I don't know, it was how to say, like we had only a short time to
we had like a last minute proposition like, to go in a really cool studio for recording the drums, even if we weren't
really ready. Like
like
but
our drummer
some
ready.
Songs were really made, and I think we came at the studio with the final versions of some songs, but some songs were directly being changed during the recording process. So
oh wow,
look at the but look at the drummer, even like when knew that he has to go in the studio like 1 week after, he really like I think spent 1 week in the studio like working really hard, and finally he did a great job. So it was like last moment, but finally we were really happy with what he did. So it was a little bit stressful, but it was finally okay.
Because this opportunity won't be. It was the only period of time that we could have the studio for free. So it was okay. It's a bit too early for us, but let's do it. So there was some songs that we kind of, we were recording something and listening to it and say, oh, okay, let's make this part being maybe shorter, this part longer. But during the process of recording, I think don't do that at home. No, we shouldn't. It's like it's not the way we should have done it. But it's okay.
So one of the things I was also quite curious about, and this is something you all did both on your demo and your albums, I want to kind of understand. The opening track is a bit like hip hop-ish electronic thing. I know it, like typically you have metal albums which have like an intro, outro and stuff like that. Tell me what's the whole idea behind that and how do you all come up with that part?
It really came to Steph, the singer, because for this one she asked some friend to her to do some instrumental hip hop sounds, but like really bump hip hop, like hip hop from the 90s, and she really wanted to try to rap and scream at the same time. So it was really like she really wanted to do something like that. So she really worked hard, and we tried something new for this one. Like for the demo, it was like a more funk opening, which was did by the cousin of Luc. So from this, but from this time we wanted to start to try something different, and she wanted to like try something as well different, because she's singing in French, which is new. I mean, in Calcine it was the first time, so that was really.
She's singing French in the second track.
Yeah, in the second track. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, we wanted to start something or to try something. So now let's see what people will think.
Like, why not? Let's try it. Like, why not?
Exactly.
Because the first track of the demo, it was a big it was a joke. I think it sounds good because my cousin like is doing good, but it was a joke, and you can't make the same jokes 2 times. So because for this album, maybe we thought like maybe we should do a disco track again because it's fun, but it it would have been too much. Like I think it's good. We took the good choice, but yeah, it's like why not? Let's do this rap track, and I think it sounds like good. Like a lot of friends are taking a listen to it. Like they say, okay, this. It sounds like new. It's cool. So it's like why not? Okay, let's keep it. But to be honest, we work on 4 songs, 4 hip hop songs at first, and we only kept 2. So
Okay.
but these 2 were really cool.
Yeah, I particularly enjoyed it. I know you mentioned at this earlier that you can't really talk about the writing, but at least what I want to understand is, because one of the things I really like about hardcore music compared to like other parts of metal, especially like say power metal, which is more fantasy, is the topics or whatever you'll talk about is far more rooted in real life, right? I mean, one of the things I've read is, social oppression is something you talked about, police brutality, racism, the decaying world. As a band itself, is that some of the topics that you all kind of talked and discussed, or was it something that Steph kind of brought to the band? How did you all kind of go about discussing the topics in general that would be covered in the songs?
Good question. You have to know that in this time in Paris, we are living a huge period of troubles. So this is the things we're living. So our government's like crazy. And so these topics are kind of political for sure, but this is what we live. We used to go on riots. We used to go on demonstrations. And I think we have a small part of our life is political. So these topics are just topics for everyday topics. You know what I mean? It's like the things that we see every day in Paris, and you talk about the decaying world, but it's also about you talk about the police brutality, but this is the things that we live in Paris like every week. So, but you said it, like we talk about the life we live.
Yeah, yeah. And what I also want to quickly kind of touch upon is you at the start itself talked about the Paris hardcore scene. I'm not too familiar with the scene, and I'm not sure how familiar my listeners are. So would you want to like give quick introductions or shout out to bands that everyone should check out? I'm making notes for sure.
Sure. You should check Where's Doubt. I think they are the best for me. Maybe we can discuss that, but they are my favorite. And there are our friends from Sorcerer. There are friends from Reclaim, and there are other town in France with good bands like in Lyon, Eurydice, in Montpellier, Citrus. In the north, we have good friends like in Gumo. It's more grindcore, but there are good friends. But in Paris, yeah. I can't. Maybe you can add some bands here.
Yeah, which is cool. It's like there are a lot of cool bands in Paris and in France in general, but every band has like kind of specificity. Like you've got, as you say, the band Worst Doubt, which is really hardcore metal, but also you've got Ed Pusa, which is North band, but more like beat down metal. But you've got also a band like Cavalry, which is more like crust and hardcore, or really good band. He said like called Sorcerer, which is more, it's hardcore but more emotional, melodic, with kind of post-hardcore things, even some screamo sometimes, or really more melodic. And like that's really cool. Like there are a lot of bands, but every band is like a little bit different from other band, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah. Even if we can say that there's like a taste of metal hardcore in every band. Like the trend is about hardcore metal hardcore. Even we can say in Paris the trend is to blend death metal with hardcore. Like a lot of bands are doing this. Like even the new band Solator, Deviant. Well, Deviant is more maybe New York, but yep, there is a like common taste, even if every band's are different. But there is a trend over here. There is a trend in Paris with metal hardcore, and I think we're part of it.
Awesome. So definitely a lot of new music for all the listeners and also me to check out. And if you do enjoy a band, tell them that Calcine sent you and you heard it on this episode. Okay. I mean, a few mandatory questions I have to ask before letting you guys go is you've got your album coming out, which is Common Love, Common Nausea. Do you have any shows planned in support of it? When can those in Europe probably, or maybe even Paris who are France who are listening to it, catch you live next?
Yep.
Let you talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we have some shows. Like for the summer, we will play some cool festival. Like next week, we are playing a festival called Rock in Bourlon. It's in the north of France. It's really cool. It's really like metal, hardcore, doom, black metal festival. A lot of different things are there. Then we have a release party in Paris. On the 24th of June, so 3 days after the release of the record, with 3 really cool bands, with Citrus, really cool hardcore band from Montpellier, with Deviant, a cool hardcore band from Paris, and Judiciary, a metal hardcore band from USA.
And I think the festival of this summer, like
and we play some cool festival this summer, like Extreme Fest in south of France and Motocultor in
Brittany.
In Brittany, yeah, and yeah, that's great.
In September we have some shows, but this is all being confirmed, so we can't announce anything now. But there will be a lot of shows in September and October also. Yeah.
Awesome. So again, lots to look out for. Those who are wondering where they can get more details, I'm going to leave the links to your social media in the show notes. And for me, at least, I'm going to vicariously live through these shows through Instagram. And I noticed there are a few people who actually put up quite a few of your sets on YouTube. So that's really cool to see also. We can do this much longer, but I'm definitely going to leave some more for another conversation with all of you sometime soon.
We
of course.
Yeah.
So definitely want to catch up. I don't know, hopefully before your next release. But if there are any final words you'd like to share with all the listeners, this is your space.
Thanks for listening, and check maybe all the band who we talk about in this.
And go to local shows and support local bands. That's it. Thank you for everything.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. All the best, and stay hardcore.
Yeah. Thank you. See you soon. Thank you.
And that was Luc and Arthur from Calcine. If you haven't already checked out their album Common Love, Common Nausea, do check it out. As always, link in the show notes. Got another episode coming up in the next few days, so stay tuned for that. To know more, follow me on the podcast platform you're listening to, or follow me on social media. Just search Trendcrusher on whichever social media platform. I'll see you all in a few days. Cheers.